Now we're asked to actually find all of the roots for the question that we just did for number 12. So what I'm going to do is use the rational root test. So I need to identify biggest negative and the smallest positive. The biggest negative, it would be negative 24. Smallest positive is 1. And now I'm going to use my calculator. And I actually get two rational zeros. The first one is at negative 4. And the second one is at negative 2. So here are two of my 4 answers. Remember, we're getting 4 because that's the degree of the polynomial. So now I'm going to have to do synthetic division 2 times. And it doesn't matter which 0 you choose to use first. I'm going to do negative 4 just because that's what we did first, what I listed first. So I need my coefficients, 1, 6, 11, 18, and 24. Bring down the 1, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add. And I got my 0, which is what I wanted. Now I have to do synthetic division again. This time I'm using my other rational root, and I'm using just these first 4 numbers. I'm not going to include that 0. So I'm going to bring down the 1, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add, and I got my 0. Now I use quadratic formula. These are my a, b, and c values. So I'm going to plug this in. Negative b is just 0. And then I would have 0 squared minus 4 times a times c. And this is all over 2 times a. Now, under the radical here, if you type this into your calculator, you're going to get negative 12. So I'm going to have plus or minus the square root of negative 12 over 2. Remember, I dropped the 0 because we don't really need it anymore. Now, negative 12 has 2 issues going on. First, we can take out the letter I because it's negative under the radical. And second, we can do a factor tree. So I'm going to break this down as 2 times 6, and then 6 is 2 times 3. So I have a pair of 2's here. That means I'm going to take a 2 to the outside of the radical. And I'm also going to take the letter I. So I have a 2 and an I on the outside, and then I have this 3 left over on the inside. And this is all divided by 2. Now if you look at these numbers here, they're both divisible by 2, so they basically cancel each other out. Just so that you're aware, I know that we always say look for the 3 outside numbers. Technically there's a third one, which is 0. 0 is divisible by everything, so it does divide by 2 also, but we don't need it anymore because it's just unnecessary. So my final answer here, plus or minus I square root 3. So that's 2 answers here, and then 2 answers that we did from the rational root test that are in purple.